Bad idea, yeah.
Okay, now I'm recording. I don't know what to do with
There you go.
but then at least I have.
You'll get a video file, and you'll just have the video of whatever you're seeing on the screen, I'm pretty sure. And that you can, if you want, you can cut, go back to it, refer to it, or you can show it to your students. It's just the easiest way, right? Yeah, so the festival is about 3.5, 4 weeks. It's not exactly 4 weeks in August. It's most of the month of August, usually like the 4th to the 28th or the 3rd to the 27th, something like that.
Okay.
And so most people do that. That's the classic way to do it, is to go and do the full run. What's it called, the full run?
Yes.
But you can do anything you like. You could do one show. You can do 2 weeks like we did. We did a kind of half run. It was like half of the allotted time. Or you can do 1 week. Like, it's all over the place, but mostly you're supposed to do the full run. It's easier to get shows if you're applying for a full run, because that means they just fill their venues up. And it's better, obviously, because you get to experience the whole thing, and the reviewers can come, and you get all the different, like, the energies are different at the beginning and the middle, at the end, and but of course it's expensive and it's tiring and it's long. So yeah,
let's start there, because you said it's expensive. And do you mean, like, does it cost to perform, or is it the living cost that is?
It's all of it, all of everything.
Package.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure how it goes if you go with one of the big fringe companies. So you have like the Pleasants, and you have they're all blanking out of my mind now, but you have these companies that are the well-known fringe companies, and they have their venues.
Is it
and
this?
Those are Underbelly, Assembly. That's right. Yeah.
So I'm using the Eventotron. Are you using Eventotron to apply for these?
Yeah, you would use Eventotron. I get confused because most of the other fringes that I've done have used Eventotron.
Okay.
But I can't remember if the Free Fringe does that.
So are you applying with the Underbelly or Assembly, or should one post the application to both of these?
Well, that's the thing. I don't have experience of applying for those companies. So those ones are ticketed shows.
Okay.
So you get on, and they, I think it's more expensive, but you make money from the tickets. If people buy the tickets, you make money.
Yeah.
If you don't, you lose money.
Yeah.
Okay, so these Underbelly too. So applying through Eventotron with Underbelly, that would be is that like a better thing, or is it easy?
Well, so it's more for established acts, and like it's a bit more like what you would do if you really wanted to make your debut. If you're either a well-known comedian who already has fans and profile and money behind you as well, then you potentially can make a shit ton of money, because if you fill up a big venue and everyone's paying £10 a ticket, which is kind of the guideline price, you can obviously make a ton of money if you sell out every night of the 4 weeks. But it involves a lot more investment. Unless you're rich, independently rich, you're not able to really do those. I mean, people can, I'm sure, and you can borrow the money or whatever, but most new acts and acts coming from abroad use the Free Fringe model.
Okay. All right.
So the Free Fringe, you have two companies, Laughing Horse and PBH. So this is the one I have experience with.
Okay.
They are free fringe venues because you get the venue kind of not for free. It costs money. It does cost money.
Of course.
It's like £500 really to put on a show.
How much in euros is it? It's
everything in euros is about 10% more than it is in pounds, so it would probably be about 550.
All right.
euros.
All right.
Okay, now we know.
So that's about 3 million in rand in South Africa.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, awesome. Great.
uncountable rand.
That's
I can't even count how much rand that is.
cool.
Are you
I'll do
from?
the math at some point.
Are you from South Africa, Ambrose?
Yes, Cape Town. Yeah.
And what do you do? What kind of performer are you?
I'm a stand-up. I do straight stand-up. I love, yeah, that's my style. Yeah, I'm at the point of doing a couple of one-mans and so on at festivals around South Africa. But yeah, I'm keen on getting out as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, free fringe is great for that, you know, if you're at a level where, especially if you are an international act,
Yes.
there's always people who are interested in your country, or there's people who are from your country who want to go and see something like that. You know, there was, when I was there was a lot of shows in our building, in our the venues we were in. There was Estonian comedians came and did, 4 of them did a show together, and they would rotate and they would have different people guesting. There was some Latvians and some other, all kinds of people from different places. There can loads of Canadian shows, tons of Irish, obviously. But yeah, so you have people who, or there was a guy who's like a German comedian, and he made a big deal about being from Germany. So he was just on his own doing his show, but he made a big deal of the fact that he was German, and that just kind of helps you stand out.
True, I guess so. Yeah.
So, because with the free fringe model, you're paying a small amount to get the venue, and you know you'll be included in the listings and all that stuff, the basic stuff. You do have to pay more to get posters and stuff put up around, and those are very expensive. But once you get in there, you're listed on the website and you're in the brochure and stuff. Then you really just got to get the seats filled, and those people pay donations. So if you've got a 50-seater venue, what you need is, the hard thing coming from abroad is getting the card machine. But you know, collect cash obviously, and some way of getting payment by card or electronically.
PayPal accounts maybe.
Obviously card is the easiest one, but yeah, if you don't have a UK bank account, it can be difficult. But I don't know if there's a way around it or not.
Perhaps
there's certainly something that's worth thinking about.
Okay, cool.
All right,
but yeah,
okay. And I'm on the website, like, and watching the free festival.
What would you say marketing wise, budget, what would that look like in terms of posters and all types of or just paper, marketing?
I'm trying to remember what price they told me the posters were. So starting from the bottom, obviously with the free fringe venue, there's Laughing Horse and there's PBH Free Fringe as well. So what you would do is, like I say, the basic level that they get is you get included in the fringe brochure and on the website, and that does attract people. If you've got a good thing, people do check that, so you do get people come through that. The next level up from there is just flyering by yourself. Obviously flyers you can get, you know, 5,000 for about 110 euros ish. You can arrange them for the company to get them done, so you send them the designs, they get them done, and you pick them up there, so you don't have to contact another printer in the UK. So because they have a printer, so if you do everything in advance, you can do that. And that's just, obviously that's very low cost. You're handing it out by yourself. Everybody's hanging out flyers all over the city. If you want, you can hire flyers. You'll meet flyers every day, and you can just say, hey, I'll give you £10 or £20, whatever the rate is, and they'll do an hour. They'll go and do it. So that's another way of promoting.
Some of the comics at the festivals over here, they use the open micers to do the flyers. And like a one-man show, if you want 5, go hand out some flyers. You know, it was that kind of worked in this at some
the rookies
as well.
doing their work.
I guess in a different city, it's different context.
There are some open micers doing it, but it's mostly young kids who are either at uni there in Edinburgh, because it's a big university town, or it's young people who are either in theatre or some of them are in stand-up, or they want to do stand-up, but they're not usually not open micers yet. Open micers might do some, but they're mostly there trying to do spots, because there's spots everywhere. There's spots all over town all day long. If you wanted to, if you wanted to, you could come and do 5-minute spots all day long, every day.
Man. If you were good at that,
yeah, especially coming from another country, you know, people are interested in that. They want somebody from outside. They're always looking for black comics as well. Always. They're like, the black showcases are like, we've run out of black people. We need more.
Time to fill up the spots.
Honest to God.
All right,
that's 100% it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah, similar. So you got flyers, but the posters jump up a lot. So if you can get posters done, and you can put them in your venue, or some other venues that are owned or operated by the same people. So if you can find a space in the venue that's run by the same company, like Laughing Horse, they might let you put it up.
Okay.
So and also some shows finish, and there's the poster spot becomes available, so you can put it up there. But if you want posters on the street in the poster places, that you can't just put them up. It's like, it's a lot of money. It's like £100, like 100 plus euros a week, or like I think we're thinking in the thousands to do a proper set of posters.
Right. Okay.
So it's very the publicity costly. Side is very expensive. It's very costly.
All right.
I'm thinking of doing a t-shirt and like sandwich board and stuff, and trying out, maybe not doing many flyers, maybe doing like a QR code on my actual body or on a sandwich board, because I feel like the amount of waste is going to start to be a problem.
True. Yeah, we are going
with the
in
environmental
direction.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm going back to this because I'm still at the application, and I don't really understand it yet. So here is like the free and unticketed shows and pay. Now we have one more comedian.
Ntobeko.
Hosting the show we performed at yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice. I'm happy. One more person.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're talking about the application, and you're muted, but that's cool. And we cannot see you.
How's it, guys?
Yes. Hi. Now we hear you. And Alex is here sharing. And
hello.
And so I'm reading here, free and unticketed show and pay what you can ticket show. And then it said pounds, 130 per show. And then add additional contribution per performance depending on the size of the venue. What does this mean, Alex? Is this like?
I wish I could. Unfortunately, I'm on my phone for Zoom because my computer wasn't working. The Zoom wasn't working.
Free. I'm gonna share my screen. Maybe I can do that so we can go through this together.
Yeah, so the show's run August 3rd to the 27th. Perform with us in 2023.
Here, okay, maybe if so. Do you see this now?
Yeah, okay, there you go.
This is it, and here this year shows are either free and unticketed, or pay what you can depending on how the performers have chosen to run their shows.
I don't think anybody chooses to do it free and unticketed. I've not heard of that. I don't know if that's new, or if that's just always been an option and nobody does it, because I don't know why you would do that. Because people are in the mode of, if people go to the free fringe shows, they're in the mode of paying. They're going to give you between £5 and £10 if you do a good job. So the idea of not having that option is ridiculous. Maybe it's cheaper. Maybe it means that you get the place actually free. Customers can choose how much they'd like to donate. Yeah, shows are ticketed so people can guarantee. You do get tickets. Yeah, people can buy tickets in advance if they want through the website. But that was not an issue for me. Nobody was doing that. We didn't have to really count it or anything.
Here it said the contribution we ask performance to make towards our central cost, advertising, admin, depending on the entry method. This recognizes an additional cost work in the time needed. This is what I don't understand.
Yeah, okay. I'm a bit confused now as well, because it's saying the traditional method of running it shows are listed as free and unticketed. At the end of the show, the performer can do a collection for anyone who'd like to donate. Oh, I think, yeah, the pay what you can means that they can buy tickets on the internet. That's what it is. I'm sorry. So you can buy tickets on the internet from different prices, because it's got that. I think that the pay what you can model is more for like, if you're going to be in demand, if you think that like, because some bigger names who are actually quite popular still choose to do the free festival.
Okay, yeah.
So if they're in demand and they're going to be, a lot of people want to come and see them, especially on the weekends, they would do that so that people are, you know, they're guaranteeing that.
I think I know
money.
now how to count this. So it's, I have my show, I pay £130 to have my show. And then I must pay an additional, and here it is, £1, 2, 3, or £4 per performance that I have. So if I want, I need to pay like a first 130, and then if I want to do one performance a day, let's say up to 29 capacity, then it's, and I do 20 days, then it's 20 more pounds additional to the 130. That means I must pay £150 for my participation.
Yeah, because you're potentially making more money. I think that's the thing.
So it's better to do more shows during a long time if I'm there to make money, or if I just want to go there and I have money, then I could do one show and then share the hell out of it on social media that, hey, I was at Fringe.
Yeah, I mean, some people just do one, you know, and they go for a bigger venue and they just do one great night. And you know, because you can make obviously over £130 if you've got 50 people or 70 people in the room and everybody pays £10, you know, you've got yourself 700 quid, right? And then all you need to pay is your train, your £130, and you can just advertise it yourself and go up there, and you know, it's much cheaper than paying like 3,000 for accommodation and all these other things that you have to pay for the full run. But yeah, but then if you do the pay what you can, it's usually because you're a bigger artist and you've got more things. So yeah, there's the application there. You've got to obviously put in your basic information. I don't know if you can move to the different pages there without filling them in.
I can't, but I think there's the venue information maybe is good to know.
Yeah, so I'll try and explain it as we go. So when you apply, you put your contact information, of course, and you have to choose a few things. So first of all, you've got to look at all the venues. It shows you all the venues that are available for that company. So PBH, by the way, is a separate company that also do free fringe. They're a bit cheaper, but they expect you to like chip in a bit more. They expect you to hand out their particular brochure. They expect you to be ready to help with venue stuff. Like they kind of, it's a bit more like a grassroots socialist kind of everybody helps kind of thing. So if that suits you, then that's a kind of cool one. But I prefer Laughing Horse because I don't know, I'm not into helping other people. They can fucking do their no, I'm joking.
Straight up.
I'm just telling you how it is. So they are a bit different, but essentially it's the same thing. You go on with them, you get a venue, and you take your own donations, and you pay a little bit of money to get in there. But yeah, so with the Laughing Horse, you give your information, and then you got to look at the venues. So if the more research you can do about venues, the better. It's really hard if you haven't been there. But if you ask around, you find people who've been, they tell you about what venues are good, what aren't. But the information here you get, the 32 Below is where I was.
All right.
32 Below, that's where my show with Dom Hatton Woods was. It's got 2 rooms. One of them's like an 90 capacity and a 40 capacity. So we were in the 40 capacity one. It's tiny, absolutely tiny, but it's got a little PA, it's got a mic and a boom stand and everything that you need, basically. A little cable to plug your iPhone in to play music. and it's got a bunch of seats. It's basically like they've taken like a quarter of the bar and they've built a wall and they've put chairs in there. That's literally what it is. It's like you can hear the bar. If there's people in the bar, you can hear them going. And then the bigger room is at the end there, where they had a load of great shows on in there. And it was a really cool venue actually, and it's also the same building as two other venues, which is the Counting House, which is slightly bigger, and there's a lot of rooms in the Counting House where you had some big acts like Daniel Muggleton, an Australian guy who's doing really well, Robin Morgan, who's like a English Welsh maybe comedian who's quite well known and still did Fringe and was there flyering his own show, like, you know, quite a kind of professional comics here doing who are well known and stuff, flying their own shows. And then there's the Pear Tree as well, which is another venue. So that's all part of the same group.
Okay.
All right.
And so those were really good venues because they're in a really good position. There's all different shapes and sizes of room. And you could literally hang out there all day. You could fly there, do your show, and then be there drinking and having a good time and hanging out with people until 2 a.m. So
nice.
And because did you do the 40 capacity room or the?
That's right, the little cellar, yeah, the 40 capacity.
Like in terms of because like do you have a following, an audience, and how full was the room? Like did you feel it, and how did is that, because I think it's nicer to have a 40 room that is possibly full than a big one and empty, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't have any following. The other guy I did it with has a few TikTok followers, and a couple of people came to see him from TikTok, but that was probably like 3 or 4 people. It was mostly people we got from flyering, people we met around. It was all from just being there and being connected. So we probably had an average of like 10 to 15, you know. It was like sometimes it was a couple of nights we had 4 people. One night nobody turned up and we didn't do the show.
Oh,
that was actually, it was quite good timing actually. It was right in the middle of the run, so we had a night off.
Nice.
Well, and then
nice but not nice, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. It was not nice, but it was actually like, okay, that's fine. And it only happened once. And then we had some night, I think one night we had 25 or 28, like we nearly had 30 people, and like it was about the right amount in that room. 40 would be a big squeeze in there, you know, but yeah, so it varied a lot, but obviously depending on time of the week and how much work we did flyering, but and we did get good donations mostly. Some nights we didn't. Some earlier in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you get a lot of students, and they might donate £2 or £3 or £5 maximum. Whereas on the weekend, you've got the people who are coming up who are rich. They're coming to Edinburgh Fringe. They'll give you 10, 20, £30, you know.
Wow.
So it depends what time of the week you're on.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, those rooms are great. You know, there's a lot of good small rooms.
Exactly. Nice. Okay.
I'm just scrolling down, and maybe you can just say
yeah, so it goes slowly. So bar 50 I don't remember. Brass Monkey, I also don't, that's quite far away, South Bridge, I think. That's not the best one. So Cabaret Voltaire is really, really good, and that's got a load of rooms. That's right in the center. That's a really good one to be in. Some good, they're quite big rooms, but they're very atmospheric. It's kind of like a nightclub the rest of the time. So they're kind of nightclub rooms. It's kind of cool. Cambridge Bar, I don't think that's a good one. I never went to that one, I don't think. City Cafe is a good one as well. That's opposite Cabaret Voltaire. It's right in the middle, just off Cowgate, and it's in the Royal Mile as well. So it's a really big, like busy area where the street performers are. And it's actually kind of like karaoke rooms in there. They're very small, like kind of square little rooms. They're not particularly good comedy rooms because you're right in with everybody, but I went to see a couple of really good shows in there. So you do get really good performers there, and they're good small venues. The Cocktail Mafia, I don't know. Some of these might be new as well, because they do change every year. The Counting House I told you about, that's really good. The Counting House is great
as the top one.
Yes, exactly. So the one I was talking about there, this is like the middle section of it. And it has, the ballroom is huge. That's a really, like, that's where like some of the good acts will do the Free Fringe and make a shit ton of money. Because if you can get 10 quid out of everybody there, £1,500 a night, you know, times 20.
Wow. Okay.
Times 23 or whatever it is, you're into you're into 30 grand territory.
Yeah.
You know, and some people can do that. So that's a good one. Dragonfly, don't remember Dragonfly. Dropkick Murphys is
it's
like a good night. Yeah, it's quite a big one. It's a good nightlife place though.
All right.
Hanover Tap is good, I think. That's a smaller one, isn't it? Yeah. The Wee Tap, 60 seats. Yeah, Home Bar, I don't know. The Pear Tree is the other room there in that I was talking about in the group there, 38 West Nicholson Street. It's a big room though. The Raging Bull, I don't remember that one. The Three Sisters is like, again, one of the major Free Fringe venues. It's in a very good location. It's got, the rooms are quite big.
There's the wee
120, 70, 110, you know, they're quite big. The wee room is tiny. The wee room is really tiny.
Really wee.
It's really wee, absolutely.
Okay, so have you seen anything in there?
You know what? I didn't see anything in there because I was just like, I can't be fucked to sit in that tiny room. But like, I had a few friends. I have a few friends who did shows in there, and by all accounts, it was good. Apparently, it was good, and you do get that really close knit vibe, you know, like everybody's in there together.
Your face.
You can't really be moving much though. If you're moving around or anything, you can't be doing it in there.
Oh wow.
Too many props or anything like that. You don't want. I'm just grabbing my watch because I do need to keep an eye on the time because I have to leave for a gig.
What time do you need to leave? It's half.
I need to be out by 4, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But I will need to get probably a bit before 4 so I can get my shoes on.
Let's aim to end this meeting 10 to latest.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot of choice of venues here, and they all have floor plans. You can see the tech specs, you can see everything and you can see the map, right? So zoom in on that map, right? Zoom in on that map. So you try and get to the middle there where the most red ones are, because you kind of end up like, so National Museum of Scotland is the Three Sisters there. You see that in the middle? That was like the center of my fringe, right? Because that was right there.
There. Okay, all right. Three Sisters.
So that was like the center of my fringe, basically.
All right.
Because this road is West Nicholson Street. So if you go to the right, where there's a group of red things there, I'm pretty sure.
City Cafe.
Oh no. Yeah, so that is so that's Stramash, and there's a few others there. But where the old college, the University of Edinburgh is, that's like where the university is, and that's kind of a really busy area as well. And then where the Pleasance Courtyard, all around there, the Pleasance Courtyard, that's where like the Pleasance and Assembly Rooms and all those companies, the pay ticketed companies, that's where they are.
Okay.
So that's a really good area there.
These ones are no?
Well, so that's some more like
the blue ones are the paid ones. No?
Did you flip it around? I can't fucking find anything now. I'm all confused now. So there's the Pear Tree anyway. So you know, that's so this I was getting confused actually. I'm confused by this map now. But yeah, that's the bottom. I'm sorry, is where I was. The bottom, the Pear Tree one, where you were, below the mosque. That's it.
All right.
That was where I was. So, but yeah, I found it really hard to get the lay of the land before I went there. Once I went there and was there for a while, I started to understand it.
All right.
But the key is, you don't want to be too far away from where we're looking at now, from that area.
Okay.
The Pear Tree, George Square Gardens, the university.
Yes.
If you can say between there and the meadows.
It's like here, that's not fun.
Yeah, if you're over there, that's fucked. Yeah, you don't want to be there. That's bullshit. You don't want to be by the castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, or Newtown is all right as well. There's Newtown, which I couldn't find on the map, but the Newtown area is okay. I think it's a Newtown.
I don't see. Well,
because that's actually got some good venues as well. But yeah, you don't want to be too far. But
that's a new.
yeah, that's
in some cases you might not have a choice.
Yeah, okay, that's.
I need to make my application this weekend if I'm going to actually do it. So
all right.
Because it's coming up now, you know. I might see what happens. So I apply and see if I get a place because I know it's going to be expensive to do this year.
Yeah, and so this is application wise, and I think that's just okay. The venues we know.
So yeah,
then it's the payment, but then okay, that's that cost, and then one has to go there by flight or something. And then how did you stay there, like accommodation wise? Like, did you have an Airbnb, friends? Like, how do one do this?
Well, it's really difficult. If you know people, that's the best way. This time we stayed because a comic on the scene, my friend bumped into her at a gig, or the guy who I was doing the show with, he bumped into her at a gig. She's from Edinburgh, and her parents were renting out their back room of their house. So they had one guy had it for the first week or two, and then we had it for the second week, like the second half. And it was a tiny room in a tiny house. They were all living there, and it was still £200 each for 2 weeks. So 400 quid between us, 500 or 450 euros kind of thing. But like, it was I was on the floor in a little camp bed. He was on the day bed thing. We were in the same room. The room was tiny. You know, it was not luxury. I mean, they were nice people and they were clean and everything, but like, it was very very tight. So there's a lot of that, you know. There's a lot of some people, you know, you might get an apartment with 3 people with a 2-bedroom place and one person takes the sofa in the living room, or but even then that's going to cost maybe £2,000 for the month. So it's really expensive, and Airbnb is quite a next level of like luxury, really. That's the thing. This is where I'm not so sure, because I didn't do much of the looking for accommodation last time. My friend just kind of caught onto it and that was it. I don't know how much stuff there is right now. I know Airbnb doesn't have anything for Edinburgh in that time at the moment, or at least we checked the other day and they didn't have anything. Nothing sensible. It was all hotels and stuff like that. So they might release some of those later.
Do you have any? I just see there's a raised hands. No, that was my. I was just thinking if there was any more questions in the room, but
if you did,
yeah, but I had like this.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, accommodation. What else?
Yeah,
I just feel this helped me so much, because now I know where to start.
Yes,
because I was totally on the like I was on the Everton map, like
Eventotronic. We almost Eventotron.
So this,
well, I mean,
so it's still
I couldn't tell you if that's not a bad idea.
All right,
but I think and also the Free Fringe, the thing is you have to kind of you got to sell yourself. So if you have TV credits, if you have reviews, if you have anything like that, especially if you already have reviews from a run of the show that you want to do, you can put all that in your application, because it allows you to give you a description. It's got like press, it's got all that stuff. And also you can choose basically like 5 venues.
Oh, now the sound disappeared. Sound.
Can you hear me?
Now
Are you back now? Are you back now?
Yeah,
So you can put them in order, like the number 1 venue that you prefer, your second preference, your third preference, and you can do the same with the, like, you can go with the dates, like how, like, I want to do the second week, I want to do the first week, I want to do the whole month. You can put that in order. So there's a lot of options to your application, but if you put full run, you're more likely to get it.
Mm.
And then what they do is they don't fill everything the first time round. So what we did, we applied and we didn't get it, and then we messaged Alex Petty, who is the guy who runs Laughing Horse, and he said, here's all the dates that I've got left over. And it was 1 a.m. at this place and 11 a.m. at this place. And it was but we managed to find one.
No, now it disappeared again. The sound.
Is it the phone?
I just wrote everything down that I said. Wow, did a really good job. Just understands me perfectly.
Oh,
yeah, so he loves me. So yeah, you can do you can kind of go back again and find the remaining spots and the remaining things that are there afterwards. But I think you kind of got to ask. You got to be like, you're not necessarily going to get offered it directly because so many people are trying to get on it. But
yeah.
So that's really it. It's about finding the right venue that's going to work for you, getting the backing up your application with whatever strong stuff. If you've already done it and you've already got that show and you've already got a name and all that stuff and artwork and everything, that really helps because they love to see that. They love to see something that's going to be, a good quality piece. They want their whole program to be quality. You can't apply to both at the same time.
No.
Free Fringe and PBH, the Laughing Horse and PBH, they don't like each other. They don't get on.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if that's exactly it, but like that you can't apply to both.
All right. Okay.
And then hope,
But with the underbelly and laughing, could one do?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good
I just don't know much about that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you if I don't know. I don't know much about that whole scene. All I know is that that's like more if you've either got a lot of money to put behind it and invest in everything, or if you already got an agent and that's more for like your debut. Like, this is my big debut. You've already been going for a number of years. You've got something in the UK already. And then this is me. Another important note, which I only learned this time, is that if you do an hour at anything, at any of the venues, any of the companies, if you do a whole hour show, it counts as your debut. Now, it's not an important thing really, but if you wanted in the future to go, this is my debut hour, and you can be eligible for awards, best newcomer, best show, best this and that, that's your debut, right? So if you are doing something like you're not ready for that yet, do 45 minutes.
Okay.
That's very.
And a 40,
or split show.
45 is okay.
45 doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't count as a full debut hour. You can still get reviews and you can still do whatever you want, but it's when it comes to the awards are cover all of the fringe performances there. But yeah, so if you come in with your hour and then next time you're like, a couple of years, you're like, hey, this is my big show, I want everyone to vote for me, and they're like, oh, sorry, you've already done that. So that's what I heard anyway. That's what I understand.
Cool. That's good to
know.
know.
So accommodation's expected, but you know what? It's like with accommodation, something will come up. It's just about having the money. That's it, really.
Yes, true.
And getting in on the ground floor, asking people, like if you let accommodation stop you, you may never do it.
Yeah.
Because it's just so ridiculously expensive and so ridiculously difficult to understand and like so out there.
Yeah.
It's it's so hard, but it's like you'll work it out, and if not, you can camp.
Oh yeah, camping's allowed.
Camping, you can camp, yeah. There's camping grounds nearby and stuff you can go and camp.
Do people do that?
Yeah, people do that.
Okay, but then it's
not usually doing your own show. Obviously, it'd be pretty rough if you're doing your own show and then you've got to go back. And, well, I mean, you can if you want. I mean, depends how small the venue is, really. Like, if you're in the venue I was in, you definitely want to be clean for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people would be like,
or something.
That's it. You don't want to be in the wee room with someone who's been living at a campsite. Plus, it's fucking Scotland at the end of the day. Like the weather ain't great.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Cool. Well.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good to know, though.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. No worries. I think probably if you wanted to do a free fringe show, you're looking at like 130. There's a bit of a charge to put you in the thing. I think it adds up to about 250 in the end. And that's per person, I think, because that's what I ended up paying. And then, yeah, I ended up paying £200 for accommodation, which was quite low. And then we drove there, but the train tickets from London will cost you 100 and something. But if you come in on the plane, just fly straight into Edinburgh. So you could do it for, I reckon you could do it for £2,000 easily. Okay. You do 1,000 if you really wanted to keep it super cheap. You could do it for 1,000, but it would be very tough.
Yeah,
you just have to get good accommodation.
Yes.
Or, did you get your money back? Like, was it like?
We made some back. Yeah. I don't remember what the profit and loss was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I worked quite hard last year at my day job, and I had some money, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to, because I knew I didn't want to be eating like bread like just bread, like, but so I ate out. I ate food wherever I could, because you don't know when you're going to eat. Because the thing is, you get up at like, I get up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm an early riser, but at Edinburgh, going to bed at 3, waking up at like 11:30. Just, I don't even drink. I don't drink. I don't use drugs. I just changed my whole sleeping pattern. So you end up eating at weird times. So I was just like, I'm grabbing this Thai meal or whatever. So I spent a lot of money on food, but we did make money back from the shows. Not enough to pay off what we invested, but like there was potential.
Okay.
I'll tell you another thing about it is everyone I know who made money at the Fringe, first of all, was on free Fringe shows. I mean, maybe there's people who make money from the ticketed ones too, 100%, but not people I know.
Yeah.
Second of all, they were running up to 5 shows a day.
Ooh, whoa.
And I'm talking about kids shows. I'm talking about theme shows like dating horror stories or like this and that, compilation shows like the Irish comedians of whatever, or like blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
A lot of them were not even really running their own stand-up show. Comedian. So one group, they did the Alcohol is Good for You show, which was like a everyone's drinking show, and they did comedy striptease where they had a comedian that everybody did 10 minutes, and then whoever was the worst had to strip. That was like, and that was full every single fucking night.
Wow.
And not one woman took her clothes off any night. It was always the men who had to strip.
Oh man.
But everybody came. Everybody came, and they had life drawing with a comedian. So they had comedians posing, and they had pen and pad, and everyone would come in and draw. None of those guys had their own solo show, and they were all funny guys. They were all funny comics. None of them had a solo show. None of them were doing their story, their big thing. They were all doing these theme shows. Oh yeah, the other one was comedy boxing. All in the same place where I was. All in the same.
That sounds
the same unit.
Okay.
Yeah, and they made money. Those guys made money.
Yeah, those are the kind of shows people are like, families, and it's like,
and they just, it was all word of mouth.
Yeah, okay.
They didn't have any posters up. They didn't pay for the posters or anything. They paid for flyers. I don't think I saw any of them hand any flyers out. They've been doing it for years, but like they got that's how you make money, is that way. If you want to do your own art and your like story and like all this kind of thing, you're gonna probably lose money unless you're fucking amazing. But
beautifully said.
The journey is there.
Yeah, but if you want to do a striptease and hit someone,
if you want to take your clothes off, you're gonna make bank, right?
That's how it
exactly.
is. That's just
That's how the world is.
Yeah.
But it's because there's so many shows, right? And there's so many people doing stand-up comedy and so many people doing one-man shows. But I think that like coming from another country does help. And you like if you can play on that, if you can market yourself based on whatever you think your strength and your originality is coming from somewhere else and giving something different, people will come.
Cool. Yeah.
Someone will come and check that out for sure, because people are there and looking for shows at the end of the day. So it's obviously the prices and the cost and the effort is a lot, but like if you can make it work, if you can be prepared to lose a bit of money and just accept it, you can have an amazing time. You're going to meet comedians from all around the world, and you're going to get so much fucking better at comedy, because every night you're doing half an hour or whatever it is, or an hour, 45 minutes, whatever you're doing, and you're thinking about that didn't work, that was good. Every day, if you want, you can take an hour in a coffee shop and you can write and you can edit and you can do it that night again. And you're not traveling, you're not working or your job necessarily. Maybe you work remotely, but you're every night you're able to edit, to change, to increase, to evolve. And I jumped up like this because I just started doing musical comedy at the beginning of last year. A lot of the stuff I was doing was still new. It was still a bit untested, and I hadn't like formed it together after those couple of weeks in Edinburgh. So I wrote a bunch of extra stuff, or a load of new stuff I had in my mind, was able to do it because I could just try it because I had all this time, and a load of stuff got sorted, and now I've made a massive jump from then. From before to after was a huge jump. So in a way, you're investing money in jumping your game up massively.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what it is in my case. I think I just want to step my game up and also get to network. I guess being outside of the country is also fun. I mean, especially because our power cuts are quite hectic. So it's nice to go somewhere where there's electricity and stuff, you know. That could be fun.
Well, we'll see what's going on by August, mate. I like
shit.
Last time I was in Edinburgh, there was trash strikes, there was garbage strikes, really? So there was garbage piled up everywhere. Unbelievable. I was flying by this dumpster, and at first I didn't really notice, and then after a few days it was just like full. It stank, absolutely stank. But yes, probably won't be as bad as you guys there with the power cuts. Probably be okay.
Now it's time to.
They don't have power yet in Scotland.
But yesterday I saw there was like 3 times power cuts.
The power cuts are approximately, it's about 12 hours of a day now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Half a day. Yeah, it's about half a day in some areas, in many areas. Yeah, most of the country.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing. They're fucking with us.
Got one job: keep the power on,
bro.
Keep shoveling the coal in.
Yeah, no, we're upset with them, bro. They're gonna eat shit before the end of this year.
I bet, man. I bet with the prices they're charging us now, if there's any power cuts, people are gonna go absolutely nuts. It costs a lot to get electricity.
And then
now.
Our electricity price also went up recently.
I was going to say, surely it's gone up as well, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go now, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm gonna drive up north even further. Lovely to speak to you. Lovely to meet you.
Likewise.
I hope that was helpful in some way.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
It was. And tell me when you come to Sweden. And
yes, I will.
And in Cape Town, bro, South Africa, whenever you.
Mate, I'd love to. I'd love to come to South Africa, man. And once I get the power back on, let me know, because I can't live without my phone. All right.
Will do, bro. All right. Drive safe.
Take care, everyone. See ya.
Take care. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, Ntobeko.
Cheers, man. Thanks.
Are you gonna apply for Fringe?
I was looking. There's no ways I can afford that, man. That's nuts.
That's why, why I'm here in. So I got some funding to do this journey here in Cape Town, and while I'm here, I'm gonna try find funding to go to Edinburgh. So I'm gonna apply for funds from like cultural foundation in Sweden and stuff. So
you guys have government agencies and stuff that fund art. Must be nice.
Yeah, so now I know how much I am gonna say that I need, and then they can still say no, but at least
you've
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. So
yeah.
But I'm happy you joined. That was
no, it's interesting. I'm interested in going for a cool festival. Like I'm trying to get to National Arts Fest, and obviously Edinburgh is the one that internationally everyone is always talking about.
For national?
Yeah.
Okay, nice, bro. Cool.
Yeah. So. But it's like Edinburgh. It's interesting because like I mean, I was working it out as you was talking. It's like about 40K, in rands.
Yeah.
And then you add flights to that 60.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the basic. Need a millionaire friend.
Yeah, it's hard.
But no, thanks, guys. It was interesting actually to hear from somebody who's done it.
And Alex, like he's been, when we met, he was doing like open mics and stuff, and but now he's we're still doing it, and I think it's I didn't ask actually how long has it been? Maybe he's done comedy like 8 years or so. No, 10.
Okay.
10.
Yeah,
maybe,
that's a solid amount.
Yeah. Okay, but see you tonight, right? At Rascals.
Yeah. See you guys. Yeah, see you at Rascals.
Okay, bye.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.